observe this very important day. Now, when we achieve certain milestones, we look back at the journey, how we achieved the long, successful journey. We have seen some of the apprehension when India gave itself this constitution, and even before that, many people question about the wisdom of the great people of India to manage and survive as a successful democracy. Today, India is standing tall. The entire global community are admiring the success of Indian democracy and the emergence of India as a global leader. There are certain parameters for that, and those parameters are important, but I am not going to delve into it in a serious or a very comprehensive manner, because that will sound like seminar. But I would just state a few facts. When we talk about success, there are people behind the success. We have seen the failures around India. We have seen how the system is overturned. We also have seen the uprising in many parts of the globe. When India succeeds and survives as a thriving democracy, we must salute the great people of India for the success of democracy in our country. The basic character of the people of India is democratic. That is why we rightfully claim that India is the mother of democracy. We may have taken many things from different countries as a matter of experience sharing, but we cannot discredit the great contribution made by the people of this great country. To make an institution or a system successful, we must also ensure that the people who are in the system and people who are in the institution must be given due credit and recognition. A country progresses under the visionary guidance of its leaders. If the leader becomes weak, naturally the country becomes weak. If the Chief Justice of India is made weak and vulnerable, it is also amounting to weakening of the Supreme Court itself. If the Supreme Court of India becomes weak, it amounts to weakening of the Indian judiciary. I would like to salute Dhananjay Chandrachud on assuming the position of the Chief Justice of India and laid down his vision. I have read it in few of his observations and also shared a dais with him when the Bar Council of India honored him, felicitated him, and I have learned that under his stewardship, the Supreme Court of India will ensure that the great tradition of Supreme Court of India and Indian judiciary will raise to a new heights. In a similar manner, we have many organs in our country. We respect all the organs. We respect all the people who are managing those organs. The Prime Minister of India, being the elected leader of the country, is not a leader of a political party. He may belong to a political party, but after assuming the elected highest position of the country, then he becomes the leader of the country. If Prime Minister is respected, honored, certainly the image of India will also be enhanced. Today, I have seen across the globe how our leader is respected, because the mandate given to him by the people of India is the reason why our leader is respected. In the last 6-7 months, I had many interactions with my counterparts in the, if you talk about England, which is same pattern of law we follow, the common laws, I had 3 discussions with 3 different justice ministers. We planned out to have another dialogue, and next time I found the minister is changed. So here, the stability in which the people of India has been entrusting the responsibility to the government is also a matter for rest of the countries, rest of the world to understand and see that India is truly a thriving democracy. We have seen the instability which weakens the country. That is why we must not undermine the power of the people. The power of the people is the ultimate power. The sovereignty lies with the people of India, and we have to stand by that. We draw our inspiration, our authority, and all our guidance from the Constitution of India. So on this very important, auspicious occasion, I once again commit myself to abide by the spirit of the Constitution in true sense. We all are law-abiding citizens, and we have to ensure that this particular success story of India is carried forward for all the times to come. Constitution may have been amended, but the spirit of the Constitution cannot be changed. And I think the founding fathers of Indian Constitution have thought out very well, and we are moving on that direction. And I can assure you, in our government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in last 8.5 years, we have not done anything to undermine the authority of the Indian judiciary. It is going very well, and also the amount of coordination and cooperation which government and judiciary is having, it is paying dividends, it's showing results. I am also committed to creating better infrastructure in the country, but there are certain shortcomings which rendered all of us to a situation where we have found ourselves to be in a very limited circumstances. For example, the High Court, they manage the infrastructure issues of the High Court and the lower judiciaries. Now, Supreme Court cannot interfere into the affairs of the High Court, nor Supreme Court do anything about the infrastructure in lower judiciary. The only thing we could do together is, when we meet in a conference like Chief Justices and Chief Ministers, we raise this issue and try to come together to settle those pending issues. Because High Court not being the subordinate to Supreme Court, the only thing where Supreme Court is higher than judiciary is that Supreme Court can review the decisions of the High Courts. So I know the limitation of the Supreme Court, and many times Supreme Court judges also have mentioned about the worrisome conditions of the judicial infrastructure in the, especially in the district and lower courts. I am very mindful of it, but I must honestly share that despite the best effort, the funds allocated are not being utilized. The large numbers of pending of the funds allocated for creation of lower judiciary infrastructure is something which is a very troubling for me, and I have been constantly pursuing the state government as well as the Chief Justice of the High Court that he must give enough emphasis on creating better infrastructure. That is so important, and especially in the far-flung districts and tehsils and the lower administrative centers, the judicial infrastructure definitely is not adequate. But we have made substantial allocation of budget. Last year we extended the lower judiciary the infrastructure budget, which is called central sponsored schemes for lower judiciary. We are very mindful for that, and at the same time I would like to give my commitment that we will work together as a team. And tomorrow Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Rashtrapati, both are going to share the celebration in the inaugural as well as the valedictory function. We will also get to listen to both the Honorable President and Honorable Prime Minister, and also Honorable Chief Justice will be sharing the event. And also there are I think two or three technical sessions. Some of the senior judges will also chair those sessions. I am very happy that Justice Chandrachud, being the person who has steered the E-Committee of the Supreme Court, has done tremendous job, and he has really taken forward the Digital India campaign launched by the Government of India. And ultimate aim, as a law minister, I want to see very soon the Indian judiciary goes paperless, so that we really understand the benefits of going into totally digital mode. There are many things to share my opinions, but this much is enough, because tomorrow we are going to celebrate the great occasion, and the learned Attorney General and our Solicitor General both are there. I will not get into the legal issues. They are our commanders to deal with the subject in the court. But on the policy matter, from the Government of India's side, we will always be there to support, strengthen the Indian judiciary, and also to ensure that the independence of Indian judiciary is untouched and it is also being promoted. We will always be there to guide with each other, as has been said many times that we are the offspring of same parents. हम सब कहते हैं कि एक ही संविधान के कोख से जन्म हुआ है, चाहे वो न्यायपालिका हो, चाहे विधायिका हो, चाहे कार्यपालिका हो, हम सब एक हैं, भाई भाई हैं। आपस में लड़ना झगड़ना ठीक नहीं है। हम लोग मिलकर काम करेंगे और देश को मजबूत बनाएंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच। जय हिंद।